What's up, guys? Welcome to your Bitcoin update, where we also will be taking a look at Litecoin and Ethereum. What will this weekend bring? Are we going to get a pop up, a pop down? I'll show you some confirmation areas to watch that'll help you know which way it could be going. Definitely stick around for the whole video and let's get into it. Don't forget, we have a free Discord group. There's a link down below in the description. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. And remember, we always do a Ledger Nano S hard wallet giveaway. We do that on Mondays. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you scroll down, subscribe to the channel, tick the notification bell, and make sure your notifications are on so you know when I post videos. Smash that thumbs up and leave your comments below. That will get you entered to win. I'll pick a random comment on Monday. Real quick, I just wanted to put this out there. If you guys are big fans of music, this plays a huge variety of music. It's Radio Hits US. Brian Ocean here is a member of our Discord, so I thought I'd give him a shout out. Definitely check him out. I actually checked the station out and actually am listening to it. It just plays just a huge variety of songs, and you're gonna know most of them, if not all of them. Anyways, let's get into it. So looking at the 15-minute chart, looking at this as a possible triangle here. It could be a bear flag, but we're going to look at what's going on here. So we don't have any divergence showing as of right now, but let's get the RSI off of there and let's take some measured moves here. If we come up and break this top trend line, there's actually two targets we could be looking at. It's actually one target, because we would just take a measured move of the widest point of the triangle and put it up, and depending if the longer it takes, if it does break up, it's going to be around 52, I'd say 52,000 to 52,700 would be the measured move coming up from here. If we do break down, then we'd start looking at the $42,000 range would be the measured move of the triangle. And if we take a measured move from up here where it broke down to the bottom as a bear flag and bring that down. And again, these targets change depending on where this breaks, if it breaks. But that'd get us down to about the $40,000 range. Let's get into the 1 hour chart. This is the rising channel in white that we've been watching. We broke down out of, came back, tested it for resistance and got rejected. Looking at this as a possible ABC, with a 1-to-1 extension target of about 38.6. We also have a measured move of the breakdown from this channel, getting us down to around the 40, actually going to be right around the $41,000 range, right in that area. So these are my two low targets for possibly getting there this weekend. And that's if we break, first we would have to break the bottom of this wedge in the 15-minute. Or the triangle at about 46.5. So if we break that 46.5 range, we're most likely headed down to these areas. I've started doing live streams again too, so that's another reason to subscribe and make sure your notifications are on, because I'll pop up. I'll try to catch moves before they happen if I see something big coming. Otherwise, I'll just do random ones, and it's cool to hang out and chat during the videos. So anyways, now there's another way to look at this. As you can see in the RSI, you can watch this too for a verification of a break up or break down. I think the 1 hour is going to give you a heads up on what's going on. My opinion is we're probably going to see these this weekend, but if not, it is the weekend. The other markets aren't trading right now, so Bitcoin could take advantage of that and get a big pump up to retest the bottom of this channel. Now that's the bullish case, and reason being, if I put a Fibonacci retracement from this swing high right here to the swing low down here where we have the yellow trend line across, that's our low right around 44,150. That would bring us up to the 0.786 fib. If we did get a massive rally up there, I would expect a rejection up here around the 55,400 area. And if that is the case, that could still be this being this whole move. And I'll show you, put it down here. This being B, And then if we went to the 1-to-1 extension, if this is a ABC, remember it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, creating a big A. But let's get the RSI off there. And if we bring out the Fibonacci retracement level, or the fib extension, I'm sorry, go to that swing high at the top, go to the swing low here, and this is if we get the pump to 55,000, which I don't think is likely, but you never know. But that could bring this ABC all the way down to the $32,000 level. And that would be bullish if we did get a bounce there. We could get, we would at least get, is that, do I have that on there right? 1-to-1 extension. Oh, I'm sorry. That would bring the 1-to-1 extension. That would bring the C to here. My apologies. Now, if this was a 1-2, and if we get this off of there, let's get that over here. And if this, the very bearish case here would be, this would be 1, 2, and we have 3, and then we would get another bounce up to, I'm not going to put the fibs on here, make the video take too long. I'm trying to, could get it down to the mid-20s, somewhere in that range, because wave 4 would be about the same as wave 1 is usually how it works out. You have a deep correction in 1, impulse 3 down, and a shorter, more shallow correction in 4. If 1's shallow, then 4 is usually deep. So just a little thing to throw out there. I'll try to start doing more videos on how that stuff's figured out. But as of right now, let's get all this stuff off here now. And regardless, I'm looking for that 38 to 40 level if we do break down from here. But let's zoom in and take a look at our EMAs here. We are getting squeezed between the 55 and the 8, 21, and 13 down here. This is, if we do break up, another point of resistance is going to be around this 49, depending on where it hits, obviously, around the $49 to $50,000 range to the 200 EMA, and could get a rejection at that point. But you're going to know what's going on once we get a validation of which way we break out of this in the 1 hour RSI. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT, my favorite exchange. I'll leave a tutorial on how to use their margin up top. You can trade crypto, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, all kinds of stuff on just one exchange. And you can have multiple trades in, longs and shorts, so you can hedge your own trades. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. You can use my promo code SAVY50. It'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus. So if you put in 1 Bitcoin, you'll get a half a Bitcoin as a bonus to use towards your margin. Savvy25 will get you 25% off your fees. I also have exchange links down below. Check them out. And let's look at the 4 hour. So in the 4 hour, we've been watching this as a rising wedge. To come back up to retest the top of this, if we did it by next week, some point could be around the 62.4. That's the bullish case. The extremely bullish case is we break this top of this rising channel or rising wedge, depending on where it would break. But the measured move of that gets us up into, again, depending on where it would break. I also have an extremely bullish case we'll take a look at, an extremely bearish case. But as of right now, in the middle of this, it's anyone's game. If we do come back down and we break down past that 38 area, we could be looking at a $15,000 to $16,000 Bitcoin as the measured move if we break down through the bottom of this rising wedge. If we do that, it's going to be extremely bearish in my opinion. Let's take a look at, this is the Fibonacci channels on the macro. This is back in 2013, 2017. If we were to get a rally up to retest this top fib again by the end of the year, or yeah, somewhere towards the end of the year, let's see, what would that be? Even faster. I mean, it could push through. If we break this fib again, and this is right around the $60,000 range to $62,000, somewhere in this area. If we are to break up, we could, in the super bullish case, if we did come up to retest this again, would be around 197,000. My opinion is it's not going to happen. My opinion is but my opinion doesn't matter. It's just my opinion. But I do believe we come down and at least retest this fib again, which is around the 30 to mid $30,000 level, depending on where, when, and if it does hit. But another thing I wanted to point out in this, and we'll take a look at an important chart next to the 3-day. You definitely want to stick around for that because it is playing out, and I did warn everybody about it when it showed up. Well, let's take a look at over here, these two peaks. We had lower highs in the RSI, higher highs in the price action. That was bearish divergence, and this is back in 2019, and you can see what happened after that. Same thing here, higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI. That is bearish divergence. Like I said, the 21 EMA lies around, this is the BLX, or this is the Bitstamp 2-day chart, but the 2-day, the 55 EMA lies around 47, or I'm sorry, 35.5 or whatever. But coming back to get this fib, I think is pretty lucky, or pretty likely in my opinion. And I'll show you what that could look like. But let's take a look at the daily. There's the bearish divergence on the daily. The EMAs are looking pretty bearish. If we can't close the daily above 47.7, then we remain bearish. We could be coming down to this 41,000 55 EMA. Now let's take a look at the 3-day. This is what I wanted to point out. I've been talking about it since it happened. We had a bearish engulfing candle here where our body engulfed the prior candle's body, and our wicks engulfed the prior candle's wicks. As of right now, we are above the 8 EMA, which is around 47,000. We'll see where the 3-day closes. We have 2 days, so this better to look at the 1-day for what's happening in the more immediate. But we had bearish divergence there on the 3-day. Could it be something like this, a giant head and shoulders? If this was the case, depending on where the neckline is, this is the bearish case scenario. Could be looking at possibly $9,000 Bitcoin, maybe even a little lower, and that is an 84% correction. Our funding rate is still now currently, it's currently still favoring the bears just a little bit, so that's just another thing to keep an eye on. Let's look at the, we already looked at the daily. Our EMAs are turning bearish. It's not looking very healthy. So I wanted to point out this. Every time back here in this bull run, once we broke up past this trend line, we ended up coming back down, confirming a bear market. Same thing here. We got way above the trend line here, but we did break back down. We could get, now see guys, this doesn't mean it goes straight down. We'll most likely get a bounce in here because usually triangles form at the top. And I'm not guaranteeing this is the top, but you need to take that into consideration because no one ever thought this was the very top. Everyone thought we were going back up in 2020. Same thing in 2019. And could be the same thing happening now. As you can see, they look like fractals. We had a rising channel. Once we broke up out of that, we went parabolic, but we always came back down to these lows. And if we look at, zoom in, and then we'll go into Litecoin and Ethereum. But if we zoom in here, take a measured move of the triangle that formed there, it got us down to our low back here. And notice the yellow trend line across here, which is the second touch on the rising channel before we broke out. We always come back down below that. You'll see the same thing happened here in 2019. Now, fractals don't have to play out. They don't have to repeat, but it is something to keep your eye on. We had the rising channel here, second touch on the rising channel, drew the trend line across, we dipped below it. Also, if we take a measured move of this triangle up here that formed, and I've explained why the triangles form, big money dumps up here, and they'll buy back down here, get everybody bullish, get everybody buying back in, and they'll dump again. Do the same thing, they'll buy back here, hold it up, get people bullish, sell on them again, and that's what forms tops. Now let's go into this. Could this just be a huge fractal and be repeating the same stuff? Well, if you look back here, 2017, we did a 84% correction. 2019 did a 72% correction. Did we have a sell-off up here? Obviously, let me show you what I mean by it doesn't go straight down. We're down here. If we do get down to that 40, get a bounce, we could come all the way back up to test the top of this before, coming down and then just looking something like this. This could take a year or more to play out and then come down. On the other hand, if it broke up here, we could see that super high that we talked about. Nobody knows if they're telling you for sure it's going here or going there. They're just guessing. Nobody knows. If everybody knew, wouldn't everybody just be buying? If it was going up for sure, then it would go up pretty quick because everybody would just know it, right? But anyways, this triangle is not exactly, this is just speculation of what it might look like. But it could get us down to the $8,800 to $9,000 range. And as you can see, the rising channel that we broke out of went parallel. Here's our second touch. Like I said, in the last two fractals, we went down below that, which would be somewhere between $85,000 and $9,000 would be a 85% correction. Just something to think about. You need to take this stuff into consideration. If you believe it's only going where you believe it's going, and you get offended when people say differently, you need to check yourself and your emotion, because that can get you wrecked. All right, let's take a look at the rising wedge in Litecoin. As of right now, our 55 EMA, I'll leave some tutorials too on how I use the EMAs and which ones I use. I'll leave it up top. There's some other tutorials in there you guys might want to check out. There's also, if you go on my YouTube channel, there's a section in there with some different tutorials you might want to check out. But again, EMA is looking bearish here. If we can get back above the EMAs and close above them on Litecoin, which is around the 191, then we could be coming up to retest the top of this wedge. But we're most likely going to at least retest the bottom of this. If this wedge breaks down, depending on where and when it breaks down, but we could be looking at, believe it or not, $49,000 to $50,000 Litecoin again would be the measured move. And the bullish case here, we come up and break the top of this rising channel, could be looking at about $380 Litecoin, somewhere in that range. But as of right now, we're back below the support and resistance line. 183 is now resistance again. Next support's down here between 147 and 152. It's actually about 152 would be the bottom of this channel. A break of that and it gets ugly, or bottom of this wedge. Keep an eye on that. We're not creating divergence here yet in the RSI, so we could, continue down. But if Bitcoin gets its pump, we might get a little rally up with Litecoin also. Same thing with Ethereum. We've been watching this rising channel. If we were to come up and retest the bottom of this channel again, if we were to do it today, would be around 16,000 or 1,615. And if we did it tomorrow, it'd be around 1,630. So in that range. But again, if you look at this, our EMAs are turning bearish. We are getting supported at the 55 right now. But the measured move from when we broke down from here is about $940 Ethereum. We did come back down and test our old high back here. We seem to be getting support. But again, we'll see what Bitcoin does. It's not looking very bullish. I think we're still going to have that drop this weekend. If you haven't already, check out my wife's webpage, anchorimage.com. A lot of cool crypto stuff on there. She has a crypto section. She can put anything you want on any of this stuff. She has the big glass pictures that, stick out from the wall. They look cool. Some aluminum. She can make aluminum signs. Put anything you want on it. Great quality stuff. Check it out. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to check out the Discord. There's a link below in the description with other affiliate links down there that help support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the CryptoSavvy logo above my head. Smash that like button. Leave your comment below. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. I will be doing live streams again. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm out of here.